and Islamist Syria in the grip of Al-Qaeda. The world community is concerned that if he is toppled, the result may be an Islamist Syria in the grip of Al-Qaeda. Go ahead.
President Assad's regime has gained strength largely because the world community is concerned that if he is toppled, the result may be an Islamic Syria in the grip of Al-Qaeda.
Right, in the grip of Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda.
Yeah. Islamist. The result may be an Islamist Syria, Islamist Syria in the grip of Al-Qaeda. So, what we're saying here is the president of Syria, Assad, and his government, the Assad regime, the government, has gained strength, has gained strength. You have to finish that word, strength. There's a TH there that you have to let slide out. Strength. Has become stronger. The Assad government has become stronger. Why? Largely because, for a great many reasons, but largely because the world community is worried. The world community, the collection of countries, the United Nations, for example, is concerned, worried, that if Assad is toppled. What is toppled? Overthrown. Remember that famous statue in Iraq of Saddam, was it Hussein? Slowly pulled over, crashed down to the ground. Toppled, to be overturned. In other words, removed in a very violent way. Toppled. Crashed down. The world community, the countries of the world are concerned that if he, Assad, is taken away, toppled, removed, the result, the end may be an Islamist Syria in the grip of Al-Qaeda. An Islamist Syria controlled in the grip of the terrorist organization Al-Qaeda. That is what they're concerned about. Terrorists taking over in Syria, holding Syria, controlling Syria. And that is the world community's worry. The concern of the world community that if he goes, terror will follow. Toppled. Assad regime, government, strength, gained strength, largely because the world community is concerned that if he is overthrown, the result may be a terrorist state in the grip of Al-Qaeda law. Any questions about that? Pronunciation? Al-Qaeda?
Teacher, I understand. President Assad gained strength rapidly, but if he is toppled means move. Any movement or something.
Toppled means a little bit more than move. Toppled means to be overthrown. It could be a very violent removal. Toppled does not mean please step aside, we want somebody else. No. Toppled means you're pushed out of the way. You're totally dumped, removed, toppled, overthrown. Not just, no, you're gotten rid of in some fashion. It could even be killed. Could be killed, toppled. They toppled the regime. The government was thrown away, just thrown away, toppled. So what they're saying is, and if that happens, we're worried that the terrorists will control Syria.
If Assad is killed, Islamic Syria will control Syria.
If Assad is overthrown, is toppled, well, if he's killed, if he's killed, the war could still go on. Somebody within his circle, his regime, would possibly take over. The idea that when they say toppled Assad, they mean the whole government, not just the man himself. The whole government is removed, is toppled. They're not just talking about one individual, even though it's like if he is toppled. Well, if he and his regime are toppled, everything will go and the rebels will take over. That's what they really mean.
So the world community would protect Assad?
Well, that's the question. That is why the United States is backing off a little bit. Not too sure whether we want to back Assad or Al-Qaeda. Some say, well, maybe we should back Assad because look what will happen. The terrorists will take over. But then again, if we back Assad, he's the guy that killed the people with the poison gas. Are we saying that's okay? So, pretty difficult. So, there's still a lot of questions. Remember, a few weeks ago, President Obama of the United States was ready to send missiles into Syria, but everything suddenly stopped. Think about it. Wait a minute. Now, it'll take years.
So Israel is. So American can do nothing also.
Well, it's not so much that America cannot do nothing. They can. They have the capability of doing something, but they have decided to go through the world community. And once you do that, everything slows down. Nobody's opening fire tomorrow in Syria. There'll be debates. It'll go into slow motion. Slow motion. take many, many months to resolve. Remember, the inspectors are going into Syria to look for the weapons, to look. It will take months. It's not a case of going in and 2 or 3 days later, there they are, boom, we got them. No. Week, creep, month, boom.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Clip same group or not? Clip, you mean group or not clip? I mean about clip, same group or not? Same? Yes? No.
Grip. I am gripping the eraser. I am holding tightly the grip. Holding tightly. A group. This is a group. Yeah. A group of students gathered in the class at the temple. A group. This is a group. A grip is a totally different thing. That is why pronunciation is critical. Group and grip. No, not even close. Grip, grip, same. I don't think so. Grip, group. I've got a grip on this group. I've got a hold of this group. I've got a grip on a group. Okay? It's totally different. That's why pronunciation is critical. Critical. Be understood. Group, grip. Any other questions? Topple. Gain strength. Largely because the grip of Al-Qaeda. Any questions? Okay.
Chỉ cóเขียน3 headline ในอันนี้ headline ที่ 1นะ
ใช้สับทหารเลยอ่ะใช่เลยอันนี้ใช่เลยก่อบ้านอเมริกาก่อบ้านแล้วเสียชีวิตเลยเอาไปได้เห็นว่าการเมืองเนี่ยการดีแต่ก็ดีนะไม่ร้อนได้ที่เป็นงานเองไม่ชิวไม่เป็นเรื่องเงินทำสังคมเอ็นโดนก็ไม่อาจารย์ยังอยู่เรียนไหมไม่มีเปลี่ยนไหมครับเบื่ออะไรบ้าง
Okay, see what we got here. The U.S. State Department earlier accused Russia of swimming against the tide of both international opinion and the facts about the chemical weapons attack. Diplomats have said that France and Britain are preparing a draft resolution at the UN that will demand a threat of sanctions if Assad does not comply with the chemical disarmament plan. Disarmament plan. Disarmament plan. The U.S. State Department earlier accused Russia of swimming against the tide of both international opinion and the facts about the chemical weapons attack. That's the attack of 8/21. Diplomats have said that France and Britain are preparing a draft resolution at the UN that will demand a threat of sanctions if Assad does not comply with the chemical disarmament plan. Very good. Go ahead.
The U.S. State Department earlier accused Russia of swimming against the tide of both international opinion and the facts about the chemical weapons attack. Diplomats have said that France and Britain are preparing a draft resolution at the UN that will demand a threat of sanctions if Assad does not comply with the chemical disarmament plan.
Right. Very good. Comply with the chemical disarmament plan. Disarmament. When you see these long words and don't panic about it, break them down into smaller parts. Disarmament. Whoa, I can't say that. No. Disarmament. And then you can put it all together. Disarmament. Disarmament plan. You can put all international. Okay, go ahead.
The U.S. State Department earlier accused Russia of swimming against the tide of both international opinion and the fact about the chemical weapon attack. Diplomats have said the French and Britain are preparing a draft resolution at the UN that will demand a threat of sanctions if Assad does not comply with the chemical disarmament plan.
Chemical disarmament. Right, very good. Accused. Very famous word, accused. Very, very famous word. Accuse. The French, j'accuse. Zola. Right. The U.S. State Department earlier accused Russia of swimming against the tide of both international opinion and the facts about the chemical weapons attack. Diplomats have said, hey, France and Britain are preparing a draft resolution at the UN that will demand a threat of sanctions if Assad does not comply with the chemical disarmament plan. Wow. Go ahead.
The U.S. State Department earlier accused Russia of swimming against the tide of both international opinion and the facts about the chemical weapons attack. Diplomats have said that France and Britain are preparing a draft resolution at the UN that will demand a treaty of sanction if Assad does not comply with the chemical disarmament plan.
Right. Will demand a threat. Of sanctions. The threat of sanctions.